welcome back to the channel, guys. Lee at Spurs TV, and as you can see, we've got a match day preview and prediction show on the go right now, and we're just going to be going through the question answers, injury news, anything like that, and anything Thomas Frank has said. And it's been reported by our lovely Spurs correspondent Alistair Gold from football.london, and we're just going to literally take it word for word from the website. So those of you who haven't seen the press conference, I did actually think about doing the live press conference from another channel, but I don't know where I stand on that sort of stuff. So I thought I better not do it. So we're going to do it the boring manual way, and you're just going to have to listen to my voice. So guys, we're going to get into it. Now, obviously, we take on Man City tomorrow at the Etihad Stadium. I've been told that, yes, they have a couple of players back. Foden and Rodri are back for selection for Pep. So I'm pretty sure they're going to start the game. Just what we needed, right? Of course they're back. They're playing Tottenham Hotspur. Of course they're going to be back. But guys, as far as the news, I tell you what, actually, let's get into the press conference first, all right? So we're just going to go straight into it. So we'll start with the injury news, and the question was asked, what's the latest team news, and when can you expect Dejan Kulusevski back? Destiny is better. He's trained with the team twice, full trainings and also other trainings. Just too short to be involved for City, so he's not going to be available for City. We want him to train tomorrow and have another good week next week as well. But he's in a good place, looks very positive about him. Biss will miss the game as well. So Biss is gone as well. I don't know if that's injury related. I don't know if that's disciplinary again. But again, Kulusevski's out. I mean, we're not seeing him to the start of the new year, are we? Let's be honest. He's basically just said, look, I don't want to put a time frame on it. Next question. You've had some public transfer misses with Eberechi Eze and Morgan Gibbs-White. How frustrating is it to miss out on just getting them over the line? He said, in general, of course, you know I don't speak about specific players unless they are at our fantastic club. And I'm more than happy to speak about all our players. So that's one thing. Secondly, and there's been a lot of rumours linking us with a lot of players, also players where I think, oh, he's been linked with us, interesting. But a lot of the times where it's definitely nothing in it, that's part of the business we talked about. There must be someone out there that thinks it's good fun to put rumours out there. But anyway, there'll be lots of links. There'll be lots of links. And he just said there are a lot of links in the future. So there's a lot of links there. And just to generalise that, to make it very, very clear, I don't want any players that don't want to come to the club. Who don't want to come to the club and wear the fantastic badge. We don't want them here. I think it's very clear. I'm also pretty sure that the fans will feel the same if they don't want to put the fantastic shirt over their head, play for the badge, play for the club, really enjoy it. No problem. We don't want them here. I think that's the key message. Frank's absolutely right. Listen, was we all pissed off about Eberechi Eze not signing? Yes, we were. Deep down, we know he wanted Arsenal, right? And we knew at any moment Arsenal would come in. And it was more likely that they hijack it. Okay? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. If Havertz didn't get injured, where would we have been? Would we have had Eze over the line? I'm not sure. But it is what it is, and now it's time to wipe our mouths, move on, and get on with the whole situation. And hope we get some players in. So what would be your message to the Tottenham fans? And Thomas Frank says, I think, as I said, there's a couple of things I said many times, and I'll say it again. The club is working very hard to see if we strengthen the squad. And we only want to strengthen the squad with the players we think that are good enough. We can improve the squad, so that's what they've done from the beginning. And they will continue to do it to the end of the window. What can you say about Richarlison's future? Right now, he's my starting 9. Scored 2 fantastic goals. He had 2 top games. He's the Brazilian number 9. He is a very good player, so I'm very happy with him. Richie wants to stay. I want to keep him. There's been no talks about anything else. He's done well for us. Next question. How do you view the number of creative players in your squad and our club actively looking in that area? We just played the first game and scored 3 goals, so I think that was pretty promising. I know it's a long season and we need enough players and players with different abilities. I think in some of the players we have, Kudus has got that spark and creativity. Wilson does very well. I think Mateus Tell can play different positions, and we've got 2 good strikers in Dom and Richie, and then Brennan, the deep runner. I think we've got variation up the pitch, but again, we look out there, and if there is anything that can strengthen it, and that is in all areas, then we are open for it. What's the best approach to getting a result away at City? I don't think there's a go-to system or go-to approach. There is something we're working on with our principles. The main thing is we need to go there and be brave. We need to have enough spells on the ball where we can control phase 1 and 2. That will be a big area. I think it's a team that's been, except for last year, I think the 4 or 5 years before that, probably the best team in the world. There is no doubt that they want to bounce back. And then it goes on to say, and if I know Pep well enough, he'll do everything to have demands, but also have to push the players and want to bounce back. And they will come flying out. We definitely need to be good on the defensive side of the game, but that is not only low. It is also hopefully being brave on the high pressure. I think it's about brave and aggressive are two key words. Question. What kind of message would a positive result at Etihad send? The next game is the most important game, and that is against City, one of the three big contenders for the title. We know they're a fantastic team, fantastic manager. To get a result there would be also with a good performance. That would build just a bit of momentum and the bits we have here. We're fully confident. We believe we can get a result there. That's what we're playing for. To be brave, but also extremely respectful about Manchester City. Not too respectful. We don't want to be like, oh my God, it's City. They're coming at us. Oh, we better back off. Hang on a minute. No, we want to go at them. That's the whole point of the game. And we have done. We're a bit, everyone knows we're their bogey team, or we were. So let's see how Frank goes into it. Next question. You say you only want players who want to play for the club. So is it a positive that the player you were chasing, an Arsenal supporter who wanted to go Arsenal, has gone to Arsenal? This wasn't Ali who asked this question, by the way. I don't think Ali asked all these questions anyway, but so retract anything I said earlier about him asking the questions. These are different journalists, and obviously he's just reporting on them. So sorry, I'll say that again. You say you only want players who want to play for the club, so it's a positive then that the player you were chasing, an Arsenal supporter who wanted to go Arsenal, has gone to Arsenal. I don't know about whoever they support. I do not actually care too much about it. We all have a past. The main thing is if a player wants to come to us or doesn't want to come. So if they're from Spain, Denmark, Brazil, it doesn't matter if they want to come, perfect. To that end, this summer Spurs in a high-profile manner were chasing two players, one at Forest and one at Palace. Presumably, the money is still there for you to spend in the next 10 days in whatever position on the pitch you feel you need to spend it on. The correct is that we're in the market and we're looking to see if we can strengthen the team. That's the main bit, and that's what we're focusing on. We need to have some good processes, really, to work hard to see if we can strengthen it. But again, I've said it before, I think we got a good squad. We've got players. I just saw 23 committed players working very hard on the game plan for Man City tomorrow. And that's what I'm excited about. Next question. So despite the long-term injuries you have with James Maddison, Dejan Kulusevski, Son Heung-min having left the club, you are confident of the back of that if you don't sign anybody between now and closing of transfer window, this club is well equipped to be very competitive in the Premier League and the Champions League. I think it's a good question, he says. Of course, we need to do everything we can to make sure we are as competitive as possible. I think we've got 6 good front players that I think is very competitive across all competitions we're going into. And then Kulusevski, he will come back this season, and I think that's a big thing. It's probably longer term with Maddison, unfortunately, but I'm also pretty confident that we will sign a player before the end of the window. Next question. In terms of numbers, you've had 2 new faces in, Kudus and Polina come in. But then Son has left and Maddison is out. Is the squad really any stronger than the one you inherited when you first came in? You can say that's 2 players in, 2 players out. So probably pretty similar, I would say. But also, as I said, I think in my first press conference, was that I think it's a good squad. I think there's some talented players. And I think there's some quality players in there as well as probably the same level. But I think that's good. Then it's up to me, together with the players and the staff, to make sure we can compete. And then, as I said, we do what we can to strengthen it. Ideally, every manager would like players in early because you can work with them. But is there any fear that with 10 days left, we're at the stage where the club is trying to sign players from clubs that at this point don't want to sell because it's too late in the window? I think in general, I think any club wants to sign as early as possible. I don't think anyone would want to do that differently. If it was that easy, then everyone could do it. I'm a positive guy. I'm not that fearful, and that makes sense. I believe that something will happen. On tour, you mentioned a natural process of the recruitment side, getting to know you better and streamlining that process as Brentford's was. Where are you with that? Thomas Frank. No, I think that it's an ongoing process. This is every day, every week, and how we do things. How we understand each other. How we understand, let's say, the type of football I play, how I see the game. So that will only grow over time. To expect it to be perfect in 8 weeks' time is not realistic. But we are definitely getting closer. Next question. On a similar subject, you also said that your Brentford coaching staff meeting were 15 minutes. But here we are an hour to begin with. Have you brought that down yet? Maybe 50 minutes, so slightly better. No good processes, and also love to discuss football. And that we only do by discussing things. We've had some fantastic discussions. This week did start with Christian Romero signing the new deal, so no more questions about his contract situation. How pleased are you with this deal? I think very pleased. I think that was a fantastic signal from the club and, of course, from Christian Romero, as well as that he believes in the club. The project and the journey were just starting, and I was extremely happy with that. And I also think I understand the exciting thing is to sign players, but I think it's exciting or maybe more crucial to sign existing top players. And he is one of our top players and he is our captain. So even at that, I was thinking a big statement. You've made a good start to life at Spurs, but it feels from the outside like you've been let down by the club's transfer window. Do you feel like you've been let down? Thomas Frank, no. I think I say to my players, if they work hard, do everything they can, I can't ask for more. I know the club are working extremely hard, and it's unfortunate that you can't go into Waitrose and buy two good players, then walk away 5 minutes later. It's a little more complicated than that. I see the club working hard. I see Daniel working extremely hard. I see Johan. I see Vinay. And we are all on board in terms of what's going on and what we're doing to improve. I made that last little bit up because I completely lost track. The 3-5-2 worked versus PSG, and you have used it in the past against Man City. When you have a system like that, do you go with it despite the lack of surprise element? I treat every game a little bit different, but it's definitely in my mind the 3-5-2. It's definitely in my mind the 4-2-3-1. So we could see either one of those formations, or he could switch it up each half, or even in the game. We just don't know. I will make a decision on what we do, and you'll see it tomorrow. I'm always thinking, can we tweak a little bit inside our principles? Then, of course, system can give us something. But principles are the most important thing. So, yeah, I will be pragmatic. I will use different systems and different ways to win football matches, which is a breath of fresh air for supporters. You know, those that criticised Ange for not switching it up, being pragmatic and just going like balls on the line, guns blazing, this guy will settle things and will adapt to different opponents. It's just as simple as that. He's done it at Brentford. He's done it at Brentford, and he'll do it at Spurs. And we've already seen proof of that. So, guys, that's pretty much the Spurs side of things. And like I say, I don't know too much about the City side of things. I know, like I say, Phil Foden and Rodri will be back for selection. So no doubt we will see them at some point in the game. It's at the Etihad, and we tend to do pretty well there. Again, it's a new phase we're in, I guess. I don't know what phase are we in. Phase 1 again, phase 2, who knows. But it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be good to see what Frank can pull out of the hat and see how we play against City, because for me, I think City are the team to beat this season. I know people say, oh, well, Liverpool, Arsenal, but I think City are going to run away with it this season. I think they're going to be back on track. Liverpool close second, and I just see Arsenal third place. I just don't think they're on the same level as Liverpool or City at all, even with Eze. So Eze, enjoy the no trophies, mate. But no, look, all jokes aside, look, fair play to Eze. He's done what he needed to do. I'm not going to harp on about it. Fact of the matter is we were too slow. Could we have got it over the line? I don't know. Probably not, knowing us and Levy. But it is what it is. We'll better do the predictions, and I'm going to go 2-2. I would love for us to get the win, and we are capable of it. But I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go 2-2. It's away. It's at the Etihad, and City are just an outstanding team, as we know. And we know they can just turn it on like that. And with the summer signings they made, no Cherky and all that, I think they're going to give us a game. We're going to give them a game, and we're going to see what happens. But I'm going to go 2-2, and I will take that all day long. So for goal scorers, I'm going to go Brennan Johnson and Kudus. I think they're the two players with the most output in the game. I know we slate Johnson, but he does turn up in the right positions most of the time and bags a couple. So I'm going to go with Johnson and Kudus for the goal scorers. City, I'm going to go for Foden when he comes on, and Haaland. You're going to have to say Haaland because he's back on fire, isn't he? So, guys, listen, let me know in the comments below what you think, your score predictions. And yeah, let's see how it goes. I can't wait. It's going to be interesting. I'm actually doing a match watch along tomorrow with Mike from Can't Smile Without Spurs. So we're going on his channel tomorrow. And yeah, you're going to hear me rant and rave probably and frail around like a lunatic. But hey, that's what football's about, isn't it? But guys, thanks for joining me. Please, on the way out, hit the sub button, leave a comment, smash the like button. I will put a link in the description for all details needed for tomorrow's game, so you can come and join us if you aren't doing anything else. And yes, guys, I will see you soon. And as always, guys, come on, you Spurs.